Sometimes using words such as say, speak, tell, and talk can be confusing, right? In today's lesson, I'm going to teach you when and how to use say, speak, tell, and talk. Hello, guys. Welcome again to Real Life English with Chris and Coco. I'm pretty sure these four words can be confusing sometimes. So, if you're ready, let's get right into it. Let's begin with say. We use say to report words or express thoughts, but the focus is not on the listener. The focus is more on the words or the thoughts that you're trying to express or to report. There are three different ways to use say in that case. Number one, we use say plus subject plus verb plus complement. And as you can see, I put complement in parentheses, which means it is optional. A complement can be an adverb, a preposition or phrase, an adjective, any kind of information that you want to add to your sentence. So in this case, the complement is optional. For example, she said she was busy. Another example, the teacher is saying that we will have an exam tomorrow. Another example, did you say that you lost your wallet? And as you can see, I put that also in parentheses, which means that is optional. You don't have to use it. Number two, say followed by a direct object, followed by an indirect object, followed by a complement. Again, complement is in parentheses, which means it is optional. For example, she always says some nice words to me. Another example, he said nothing to his friends about his plans. One more example, the doctor said something to me, but I didn't get it. Number three, say can be followed by a direct or indirect quote. For example, he said, I will call you as soon as possible. This is an example of a direct quote. Another example, he said that he would call me as soon as possible. This is an example of an indirect quote. Let me share with you a few common mistakes people usually make using say. For example, he said me, I did a good job. He told me I did a good job. Or he said, you did a good job. Or he said to me that I did a good job. Another common mistake, he said me the truth. He told me the truth. So these are the three different ways we use say. And again, say is used when you focus on the words or the thoughts that you are expressing, not on the listener. Now, let's look at how to use tell. We use tell in two different ways. Number one, to share information or to ask for information In this case, the focus is on the listener. There are two different ways to use tell in this case. Number one, tell plus or followed by indirect object followed by complement. Again, complement is optional. For example, Mark told me an interesting story yesterday. Another example, I will tell you the truth. Another example, did she tell you about her new boyfriend? Number two, tell followed by an indirect object, followed by a subject, followed by a verb, and followed by a complement. Again, complement is optional. For example, the teacher told us that he would not accept any late assignments. Another example, did you tell her that you were sorry? How about one more example? I want to tell you that I love you. The second way we use tell is to give instructions or orders. In this case, we use tell followed by an indirect object, followed by an infinitive, and again followed by a complement, which is still optional. For example, please tell him to wait here. Another example, the teacher told us to bring our calculators. One more example, didn't Dad tell you not to eat candy anymore? Now let me share a few common mistakes with you when people use tell. He told that he was tired. He told me that he was tired. Or he said that he was tired. Or he said, I'm tired. Another mistake, she told to me that she has a boyfriend. You don't need to. She told me that she has a boyfriend. Or she said to me that she has a boyfriend. Let's now see how and when we use speak. We use speak in two different ways. First, when we refer to languages. In this case, you have speak followed by the language, followed by the complement, again, between parentheses. For example, she speaks English fluently. Another example, do you speak any other languages beside English? One more example, yes, I can speak Spanish. The second way we use speak is for formal situations. It's like a one-way type of conversation. There are two different ways to use speak in this case. Number one, speak, followed by a prepositional phrase or an adverb, followed by a complement. Again, a complement can be just optional. For example, I will speak at the conference next week. Another example, can you speak a little slower? Number two, speak, followed by an indirect object, followed by a complement. Again, the complement is in parentheses, which means it is optional. For example, can I speak with you about my paper? One more example. If I were you, I would speak to the manager. So these two ways to use speak are more like a one-way conversation. So you're speaking to somebody, speaking with somebody. There is no interaction, or you are speaking at a conference. There is no real interaction. It's just you speaking to an audience. Okay, now let me share with you a few common mistakes people make when using speak. For example, let's speak about the problem. Let's talk about the problem. Another common mistake, she didn't speak anything during the meeting. She didn't say anything during the meeting. Let's now move on to our final word, which is talk. So we use talk in two different ways. Number one, for informal situations, when there is a two-way conversation, some kind of interaction between the speaker and the listener. There are two ways you can use talk in this case. Number one, talk, followed by to or with, followed by the listener, followed by the complement. Again, the complement is optional. For example, I talk with my friends on WhatsApp every day. Another example, can I talk to you for a few seconds? One more example, I will talk with you tomorrow. Number two, talk, followed by about, followed by a direct object, followed by a complement. Again, complement is optional. For example, can we talk about our project tomorrow? Another example, I don't know what she is talking about. One more example, Richard loves talking about his favorite TV shows. The second way we use talk is actually without any specific topic. So you can use talk without anything. In this case, you have talk followed by the complement. Again, remember the complement is optional. So you can just use talk alone. For example, she just loves talking. Another example, can we talk later? One more example, let's talk. As you can see, those three examples, there are no object, no direct object, no indirect object. There is no real specific subject, so you just talk, use the word talk. Now, let me share with you a few common mistakes people make using talk. She talks English very good. She speaks English very well. Another common mistake, I need to talk my manager. I need to talk to or with my manager. I hope now you understand the difference between tell, speak, talk, and say. Now, to make sure you understand, I have some practice for you. So, are you ready? Let's do it. Practice. Fill in the blank with say, speak, tell, or talk. Number one, can you blank me the answer to question 5? Can you tell me the answer to question 5? Number two, she didn't blank anything during the meeting. She didn't say anything during the meeting. Number three, they love blank about their vacation plans. They love talking about their vacation plans. Number four, we need to blank the manager about our request. We need to speak to the manager about our request. Number 5, don't trust him. He always blank lies. Don't trust him. He always tells lies. Number 6, they need someone who can blank French fluently. They need someone who can speak French fluently. Number 7, the teacher blank us to study for the exam. Use the simple past. The teacher told us to study for the exam. Number 8, please blank slowly so I can understand. Please speak slowly so I can understand. Number 9, did you blank that you lost your keys? Did you say that you lost your keys? Number 10, Rachel and Leah didn't sleep. They blank all night. Past tense. Rachel and Leah didn't sleep. They talked all night. Okay, guys, now we are going to give you real life examples.
Number 1.
Babe, I'm going to tell you a story.
What did you say? I didn't hear. Can you speak louder?
I said I was going to tell you a story.
Oh, okay. Go ahead. Number 2. What kind of story is that? I don't know what you are talking about.
I'm talking about a 6-year-old girl who can speak 8 languages.
8 languages? Wow, amazing. Number 3.
Do you remember what I told you last week?
No, I don't. What did you tell me?
I told you that I was going to speak at the conference next week. I feel so nervous. The conference organizers just told me I was going to speak in front of 500 people. Well, I hope you got all the answers correct. If not, please write in the comments how many you got correct, how many you missed, and if there is anything that you want me to explain more, again, write in the comments. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in our next video.